Okay, hello everyone. So this is the reflection balancing the use of technology. What are your overall perceptions of this article? To be honest, I really laughed during the whole, while reading the article. And like my laugh wasn't really, this is so funny. It was more so like a laugh, like a nervous laugh, like, oh man, this is so real. I knew that, you know, it will come to this essentially, eventually. And then, while I'm reading and while I'm watching and I'm looking at these pictures, I couldn't help but look at my own family dynamic and see how true it is, especially, having the experience. Growing up without a lot of technology and then really really young, so I'm talking when I'm like 10, 13 years old, into technology and how it has expanded over the years and where it is now. So I felt a little uneasy, so that I guess that laughter was a laughter of uneasiness. So how does the time spent online on your iPhone or even checking email impact the amount of quality time you spend with family or friends? So I think that it has a huge impact. Especially with what I do in my profession. I'm a student success coach, and I've also taken on the role of a program developer. So I'm constantly on the computer. My main point of contact with my students is through email. So it's like every time they email me, I get a response, obviously to the computer, but now it's also on my phone. So I know what's going on with them at all times. So that way I am available to help them at all times. I've had to, set a time frame on when I will stop responding to emails, and then also what type of emails I respond to. Again, my job is about 24 hours out of the day, but I have had to set limits because students email me at 11 o'clock p.m. freaking out about their computer going down, or something's not right with uploading. How do they do this, or how do they do that? And if I was single and I didn't have any kids and this was my profession, I would love to do it. It's something that I want to do. I want to help as much and as often as I can, but in a family dynamic, that's not really realistic. And so that kind of carries over to being an online student, having things due and papers due. I'm constantly on the computer. I'm constantly trying to get just a little bit done, a little bit more done. And so that definitely affects time with family and friends. And it's funny because I would rather text you a long message or send you an email of what I have to say, because now I have time to actually think it out, plan it through. What type of tone do I want to have when I'm saying it? I'd rather do that than actually sit down and have a full conversation. And that's only because I have all these other things that I have to get going and emailing and doing. So I found that it was really interesting when reading the article. And so, how do you balance your time spent on using technology and family? So basically, my husband and I, we have this rule now. We've been married going on 2 years now. And so, we really didn't notice how bad it was when we were dating, and, obviously when we were engaged, on how big technology plays in each of our lives. And, coming home to each other after already being away, especially even with my daughter, she's 2 years old, after being away from you for so long, the first thing we want to do is turn on the TV. The first thing we want to do is check our social media. My daughter's being a little fussy. The first thing I do is go ahead and give her the iPad so she can watch whatever show, Caillou, I think it is right now, is her favorite show. And that's just to get things settled down. So we have something called no phone zone. So if I say no phone zone, that just means everyone, meaning my husband and my daughter, whatever they're doing, we're done with the phones, we're done with the technology. It's time to just talk, time to chill, time to play, time to have some fun. And it doesn't really matter who says it. So if my husband says it, we honor that. Even if my daughter says, Mommy, I want to go play. Mommy, I want to color. Mommy, I want to paint. Mommy, I want to read. That means no matter what is going on technology wise, it has to be shut off. It did take some time. It did take some practice to get this going, but I find, we've been doing it a lot more often just because you get tired of looking at technology all the time. I can honestly attest in saying that I have over this year been on the computer nonstop every day for hours and hours at end, just not from the program, but from work and other professional adventures that I have single-handedly damaged my eyes. And, last semester I had a very, very difficult time getting through the coursework for this online program because I had to be on the computer and I had to be on the computer at work. And so my eyes began to strain. So I now have 2 sets of glasses. I have glasses to look at this camera right now, look at the reading on the computer, while I'm reading. And then I also have a set of glasses to focus when I'm watching TV, when I'm driving, if I'm looking at a PowerPoint, at work and I need to focus. I have single-handedly, I went from 20/20 vision to, I can't even tell you what it is now, and it's only getting worse because I'm always on technology and I'm always on my phone. I'm always on my computer and on the iPad or whatever it is. So, I think that it's really important that we put it down. I know it's hard, but there is another world out there. It's the physical world, and I've noticed, and I'm getting back to, taking walks outside with no phone. The only thing that I have my phone for is for emergency purposes. But other than that, I make sure that I allot myself no phone, no technology, so that way I can get back to reality. And reality really is not technology. So I find that this was really interesting. I love this topic. I had such a great experience this summer, and I look forward to meeting up with you guys during graduation. Alrighty, take care.